Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m., bright and early right here at home on the range. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. And I'm sorry I missed the show yesterday. I missed you guys. But this thing happens in Nashville once a year and I forget all about it. And then all of a sudden the phone starts ringing and oh no. So then I'm off to work for a couple of days. I just didn't have time to put it together. But yesterday, you guys, those jailers and cops that are on the show today, they woke up and they're like, I wonder if I'm on the Bad Apple Report. And they're looking, well, you are. You made it on the Bad Apple Report today. Yay. All right. On with the show.
9 former employees of the Wisconsin Department of Corrections now are experiencing life on the other side of the justice system.
One of them, the former warden at Waupun Prison, Randall Hepp, is charged with misconduct in public office and is in custody. The other 8 face charges of inmate abuse, which is a felony.
This all began last June when the Dodge County Sheriff says an inmate died by suicide. 2 more people died in October, one from an overdose, the other from a stroke. The most recent death happened in February, allegedly caused by mistreatment from staff. This was ultimately ruled a homicide.
The sheriff says that that inmate had his water turned off for a significant amount of time, was not monitored, and did not have direct medical care. The inmate, who suffered a stroke, was dead in his cell for 12 hours.
They don't call their inmates, they call them persons within our care. The investigation that we have done has revealed that that phrase does not accurately depict what persons in our care should mean.
Before that news conference, inmates inside Waupun called TMJ4 News to describe conditions inside the maximum security prison.
With their permission, Ben Jordan shares their perspectives in their own words.
We received more than half a dozen calls from inmates we verified are inside the Waupun Correctional Institution. We aren't sharing their names out of safety concerns. They want everyone to know just how they're being treated, describing some of the same conditions Sheriff Dale Schmidt calls infuriating. From the Waupun prison directly to the TMJ4 newsroom.
TMJ4 News guys on the phone right now.
Those locked up inside are reaching out for help.
This is getting ridiculous. People are dying in this institution.
As their voices are nearly drowned out by other inmates yelling in the background.
I got here March 28th of this year, and I'm shocked at what's going on here.
Some claim they're under constant lockdowns and forced to live in filth.
We don't get showers, which we haven't taken showers right now for 9 days.
Another inmate's biggest concern, allegations of illegal drugs being circulated.
Whatever you can think of, it's pretty much here.
All in what's supposed to be a maximum security penitentiary.
What they're doing here is cruel and unusual punishment. They are treating us like animals. We don't come out of our rooms. People here suffer from mental health issues. Nothing's being done.
Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt says the oldest prison in the state is being run in a reckless and dangerous manner. He says 4 deaths in 1 year is far too many.
These people were not cared for. And they are people.
One by one, the sheriff went through what he says the criminal investigation uncovered.
Evidence shows that the decedent was dead in his cell at least 12 hours before he was discovered on the morning of October 30th, 2023. I'll say that again. He was dead in his cell for over 12 hours until they located him the next morning.
From allegations of missing cell checks to missing meals.
Correctional officers failed to feed the decedent 9 out of 12 meals over a 4-day period.
Inmates tell us despite their convictions, they are still people who deserve more resources and better living conditions.
Something's got to be done. Something has to be done.
Sheriff Schmidt says the Waupun prison staffing is at just 50%, but he says that's not the only thing that needs to be addressed. He's calling for the whole prison to be shut down, to be renovated or rebuilt, to have up-to-date infrastructure to meet the needs of a maximum security prison. Reporting in Milwaukee, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.
Okay, so this Bad Apple didn't wake up yesterday thinking he was going to be on the Bad Apple Report because this news is only an hour old. And I'm just seeing it. New charges towards former Sanger police officer. He's always former. He was definitely a police officer, though, accused of sexual assault. Torrance is accused of, oh, no. yes, of sexually assaulting the victim after locking her in his patrol car and driving her to an isolated... Oh, you can't do that stuff, you knucklehead. Okay. In the patrol car, Sanger, California, a former Sanger police officer is facing a new charge for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman. 40-year-old J.D. Torrance was previously indicted in 2022 and charged with engaging in non-consensual sexual conduct while serving as a police officer. The new indictment announced on Thursday adds a charge involving an additional victim. Torrance is accused of sexually assaulting the victim after locking her in his patrol car and driving her to an isolated location. If convicted, he faces life imprisonment and a $250,000 fine. Okay. That is a certifiable bad apple, allegedly. Oh no, another bad apple too fresh to have been on the Bad Apple Report that I missed yesterday. Who is this? Show me your ID, buddy. Colorado Springs officer charged with child abuse called 911 Saturday while off duty, intoxicated, child in danger. Oh no, because of intoxication. This is going to be good. A Colorado Springs police officer was taken into custody after being accused of misdemeanor child abuse. Around 9:30 p.m. Saturday, a call was received for service for urgent medical assistance along with the Colorado Springs Fire Department. The police department said in a statement on Wednesday the person behind the call was CSPD K-9 Officer Jonathan Yelvington, who was off duty at the time. Okay, Yelvington, now that we've got you positively ID'd. Emergency crews responded to the call and tended to Yelvington, who appeared intoxicated and was initially unresponsive, according to the police department. Whoa, wake up, Yelvington. He was then transported to a medical facility for further evaluation. CSPD's Crimes Against Children unit conducted an investigation which led to the arrest of Yelvington and charges of misdemeanor child abuse. Oh. Police say the charges against Yelvington stem from allegations of being intoxicated and unreasonably placing a child in a situation that posed a threat of injury. Oh, Yelvington was released and served with a summons to appear in court, and the involved child was temporarily placed in responsible adult. Oh, with a responsible adult, according to CSPD. Well, that's probably subjective. Yelvington is also currently on paid administrative leave during the investigation. Yelvington, is he home watching the Bad Apple Report, getting paid? Oh, Yelvington. Okay. While the police K-9 is currently being housed at a dog boarding facility while long-term arrangements are being arranged. Oh, paid vacation for everyone, am I right? Just kidding. That dog deserves some time away from Yelvington. All right, Yelvington, you're a bad apple. And now for the part of the show that makes my blood boil in the morning. Okay, it's just a segment that has to do with this terrible Michigan cop that just retired. So everything that comes along with retirement, he's got that coming. But he is facing life in prison if convicted. But you can see all of his blue line supporters there with their blue shirts on. I think they look like a bunch of knuckleheads, and I think what they said was stuff that only knuckleheads would say. And supporting a cop like this just shows what kind of people they really are.
In a courtroom full of supporters for Brian Keeley and family members of Samuel Sterling, the former Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant was arraigned on murder charges Wednesday morning in Sterling's death.
At this time, the court is going to call People of the State of Michigan versus Brian William Keeley.
Former Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant Brian Keeley stood before a Kentwood District Court judge, his supporters each wearing blue shirts filling his side of the gallery.
Mr. Keeley, in this matter, the people are alleging you committed the following offenses.
Keeley heard Judge Sturkenberg list his charges: second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter in the death of Samuel Sterling, both felonies with a maximum punishment of life in prison.
Do you understand those charges?
I do.
Keeley pleaded not guilty to both charges. His supporters think the charges are unfair.
I just think it's too easy to blame the police officer for doing his job. I say in this whole deal, when I first heard it, this should be a dismissed case.
For this trooper to face such charges, I think is just so heartbreaking for me.
Attorney Curtis, would you like to make argument for bond?
Sitting on the other side of the courtroom, Samuel Sterling's family.
I miss my son a whole lot. That was my baby, so I miss him a whole lot. You can't bring him back. No matter how much we go through court, you can't ever bring Samuel back.
The judge decided to give Keeley a $250,000 personal recognizance bond, which means he won't have to put up any money to get out of police custody. Sterling supporters say the low bond sends the wrong message.
He's been charged with second-degree murder, and he was patted on the wrist out of here on a personal recognizance bond. Is a message to law enforcement that our lives don't matter.
I'm disappointed. Very disappointed. I'm surprised. I'm just lost for words.
It's just the first step to get justice for my son.
Keeley's next court hearing is a probable cause conference on June 17th. Supporters for Samuel Sterling say they will hold a rally and march on the front steps of the state capitol Friday at noon. In Kentwood, Darren Bauer, Fox 17 News.
Okay, folks, I think we'll wrap up the Bad Apple Report early today because I've got to get back downtown. That's true. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here this morning and every morning right here at home on the range. And I'm going to whip up another batch of bad apples for you tomorrow. And we'll see you right here at 7:30 a.m. bright and early. Thanks again. Have a great day.